Hello everyone, it's Khaled. Welcome to today's daily pitch, 24 of February 2026. Let's dive into the latest economic events, technicals, and see what's moving the markets. As usual, we will start with our economic calendar and see what do we have as pre-planned economic events for today, and then we will be moving to the charts, analyzing the overall market sentiment, DXY, US equities, and gold. Starting with our economic calendar, we see that we don't have too much important economic data. Of course, we previously had during the Asian session the interest rates for China, which were expected to stay the same, and that what happened. Moving on during the day, we have some Fed speakers, Waller, Bostic, we have some Bank of England speakers as well, but in general, and the consumer confidence in the US. But in general, what is holding more weight right now is the market sentiment regarding the US Supreme Court saying that the US president tariffs are illegal. Let's move on to the charts and see what is going on. We will be starting with our dollar index. This was our previous analysis whenever we were analyzing the FOMC minutes meeting, and we were expecting that, and the PCE data, we were expecting that we could be breaking higher and moving above. Looking at the current dollar pricing, the dollar index is currently still respecting approximately the 98 level. We can move this one a little bit upward, and it is between like a tug of war between the tariffs that the US president is imposing, which is causing a negative pressure on the dollar, and the higher than expected inflation we had during the week. So in summary, for the dollar index, in case this level will stay respected, we could see the following price action and we could be moving down. Something like this. In case the price action and the fundamentals were supporting dollar bullish momentum and we are able to break higher, interest rates higher for longer, we could be having the following price action. My first area of interest for dollar index will be 98.6, and in case we broke higher, my second area will be the 99 or 99.2. These are currently the areas I will be looking at. To be honest, currently I'm keeping an eye more on the fundamentals more than the economic data. As we saw on the economic calendar, we don't have too much pre-planned economic data, but what's more holding weight is the headlines, tariffs, and the geopolitical tensions. Let's move on to equities, see what is happening. Starting with the US 30. These are the areas of interest we previously marked on US 30. The price action is currently still respecting these areas. The areas of interest or the price action that I would like to see is the following: that price digging a little bit deeper, retesting these lows at the 48,500, showing me some signs of rejection, and I will be looking for the following price action. Keeping in mind that the movement from here, from the approximately 49,000 up to the 50,000 or 49,900, of course it will not be like in a straight line, it will be a little bit choppy. So keep in mind that in case you took any entry here, take some profits, move your stop loss to break even, and just leave a risk-free runner. So that's it for the US 30. In case we are able to break above the 50,000 or 50,000, yes, it will be a good psychological area. In case we are able to break above this level, my next area of interest is the previous all-time highs, reaching the 50,500 approximate. And finally, what if the negative pressure on the US equities is still going on? Breaking below these candle lows, I will be monitoring the following here. I will be looking at this area. So in case we have an intraday candle closing below the 48,500, I will be watching the following price action reaching the 47,800 or 48. These are the areas of interest. Keep in mind that the price action is choppy. A lot of a lot of headlines we are hearing in the markets, which is holding some weight. So watch out for the price action. Moving on to Nasdaq. To be honest, for Nasdaq, I was checking it this morning, and the same analysis that we had previously still applies. We can see that Nasdaq is still facing some trouble breaking above the 25,100. So for me personally, I would like to see either price digging a little bit deeper to this level, to the 24,000, failing to break and then moving up, or even if we dig a little bit deeper Let me zoom in. Even digging a little bit deeper, retesting the 23,000, it could be an interesting area of good area of interest. We broke, we retested several times, and then we printed a new all-time high. So for this one, we can add the following. And finally, what if we broke above the 25,000? Breaking above the 25,000, and specifically, we should be breaking above these candle highs here, the 25,500. In case we broke above these two levels, I believe we could be testing the previous all-time highs at the 26,300 approximate. So for me currently in this consolidation, I will not be looking for anything. As I mentioned, I will be looking for this area, a break above the 25,100, and more importantly, breaking above the 25,500 as well. Let's have a look at S&P. S&P, the same analysis still applies as well. S&P, I believe it is very choppy price action here. That's why I will keep an eye on these areas of interest. 6,750. I would like to see a retest of this level. Looking at this level, in case I see candles failing to break lower, I will be looking for the following price action, just consolidating, failing to break lower, and then moving up. It's very important to see a break above the 6,930 in order to continue to the high. The next scenario, what if we are able to break below these levels, supported especially by any fundamental catalyst? Breaking below the 6,750. My next area of interest will be the 6,550. Looking at this level, we are currently on the 4-hour. Let's go to the 1-hour time frame. You can see that whenever we broke above this level, several times it was retested. Here it was almost retested. Here it was a very nice retest as well. Let me show you. Even looking at the price action, you can see that we had like a double bottom, candles failing to break below this one, just we are having a wicks and closing above. So this is a very important area to keep our eye on, the 6,550. And finally, what if the bullish momentum continues and we are able to close above the 7,030 to 7,000? Here it gets a little bit tricky because we are printing a new all-time high and you will never know where price will make a reaction. So preferably for me, in summary, area number 1, 6,750, area number 2, 6,550. Now let's move on to gold, see how is gold reacting, how was our analysis last week. Before moving on to gold, if you like our content, don't forget to leave us a like, follow and comment. And if you want us to analyze any currency pair, just type for us in the comment section. Looking at gold, these are the areas of interest that last week we had together. Number 1, price was able to break above this area. Of course, it was supported by the headline that the US Supreme Court said that the tariffs of the US president is legal. This brought more uncertainty to the markets, supporting dollar bulls. That's why we broke above this level, and even on the weekly open, we had a market gap going up. And then our next area of interest, I was looking a retest of the 5,250, which actually wicked up exactly to this price level. I'm going to zoom into the 5-minute time frame. We can see that price is exactly reacted here, and then some strong profit taking move. Right now, I'm going to delete these lines. Let's see what are the areas of interest. What is the fundamental bias on gold? Fundamentally speaking, gold is still bullish due to the all uncertainty, geopolitical tensions, and of course, the uncertainty related to the tariffs. So the areas of interest on gold, this one I will keep it. It's a very important area of interest. I will move it slightly up. Scenario number 1, if price digs to the 5,100, fails to break lower, I will be looking for the following price action like this. This is the first scenario I will be looking for on gold. Scenario number 2, what if we start to see that a price is failing to break below these candle lows? It's not a major area, keep in mind it's a minor area. In case price is failing to break below the 5,160 and you start to see some bullish momentum, I will be looking for the following price action, taking advantage of break of the 5,000, approximately 200 or 190 up to the 246. Sorry. My next scenario, what if we are having a fundamental catalyst supporting gold bullish momentum? Well, to be honest, in case I see an intraday candle closing above this level, above the 5,250, the next candle just creating a support, failing to break lower, my next area of interest will be here at the 5,400 to 5,430 approximately. This is very important area to keep our eyes on. We need to see, as I said, an intraday candle bullish closing above this level, next candles creating a support. In case we have this scenario, we could be testing the 5,400 to 430. And finally, what if we are able to break below the 5,100? Well, to be honest, this number is really, this area of interest is really tempting, but we have a large range to take advantage of. So for me, I will be marking this zone as well here. So in case we broke lower and we retested the 4,980, I will be looking for the following price action. But realistically, what I would like to see, my own personal bias, a retest of the 5,100, closing this small gap that we had on during the weekend and failing to break lower. I believe this could be an interesting area, watching for the price action for something like this. So guys, that's it for our session for today. I wanted to give you just a quick update of what's going on, what are the areas of interest I'm watching, and the trade IDs. Thank you so much for joining, and we will see you soon. Take care.